I'm with Peter Bradfield, grandson of Dr. JJC Bradfield, designer of the Harbour Bridge, which is right behind us here. And of course, we're coming up to the 90th anniversary of the opening of the Harbour Bridge. Peter, what your grandfather did has delivered huge benefits for the people of Sydney for generations.
Well, I think it has. The bridge is as relevant today as it was when it was opened 90 years ago. Grandfather, I think many people recognise, was something of a visionary. He knew what he was doing was important, and the bridge is probably the first major infrastructure project that's known internationally. The bridge still has a lot of garners a lot of attention overseas because of its particular design. It's one of the largest arch bridges, was the largest arch bridge in the world at the time, is still one of the largest, 2 or 3. It has huge decks. It was built to last. It has more lanes and it's wider than any of the other major arch bridges in the world, and that also adds to its relevance.
And of course, it was built and opened at a time when Australia was going through the Depression. Spirits were low, and it helped really boost people's spirits.
Well, that's very true. The bridge, when it was being constructed, was known as the Iron Lung because it provided work for so many thousands of people. In fact, 6,000 people were employed on the bridge directly, but on top of that there were thousands of contractors, and it was the one really big employment activity, if you like, in Sydney at that time. The whole city was actively involved in the bridge. They wanted it to be successful, and they were actively involved in every aspect of its construction.
So Dr. JJC Bradfield really leaves an extraordinary legacy, as well as this world-famous Sydney Harbour Bridge, also the City Circle rail line in Sydney, the Story Bridge in Brisbane, a visionary, and you must be very proud to have that connection with a man whose life's work delivered such an extraordinary legacy and providing continuing benefit today through his work.
Yes, Paul, we are, as a family, very proud of him. Not only did he do the railways, but he had actively involved in the building of Cataract Dam, Burrinjuck Dam, and even today in Queensland in particular, which was his home state, there are many people espousing his Queensland water scheme, which has not yet come to fruition, but maybe one day your government will be able to help to see that happens. It has got merit. It needs some slight redesigning because it's 90 years since he drew up the plans, but that's another thing that he was actively involved in. He was really he was an engineer for all seasons, and he had a project for all seasons. He was a visionary. He knew what he was doing was important. He kept copious notes, which thankfully all the libraries around the place, including Canberra and Sydney, have got, and he would be very proud of, the people are proud of him. But we should be proud of him because he was a great Australian.
Indeed he was. Thank you, Peter, for sharing some of your recollections with us.
Thank you for asking me.
Authorised by Paul Fletcher, Liberal Party, Linfield.